Hi, everyone. Welcome to CamFest. My name is Marky Enriquez, and I'm the Digital and Interactive Media Manager here at Cam. Thank you so much for joining us for this Q&A. This film is eligible for our Audience Award. To vote, please visit our website at camfest.com. Winners will be announced right after the festival. If you enjoyed what you saw and want to support Cam and our future programs, please consider joining as a member or make a donation. Visit cammedia.org for more information. Thank you to our co-presenters of this program, Balai Creative and Bindlestiff Studio. You just watched The Fabulous Filipino Brothers, directed by Dante Basco, making his directorial debut. The film follows four brothers, their shenanigans, and planning the ultimate Filipino event, a wedding. Folks, I'm so excited to have the filmmakers here with me today. Director, writer, and actor Dante Basco, writer, actor Darian Basco, and co-writer, actor Ariana Basco. Welcome, everyone. How's everybody feeling?
Very well.
Thank you for having us. Such a pleasure to be at CamFest again this year.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for being here and to talk to us about your film. First of all, congrats on the film. I absolutely enjoyed it. Dante, why don't we just jump right into it? How did this project come together?
Well, I've been producing films and specifically Asian American films now for the better part of the last decade, and funding a lot of stuff out of the Philippines. This got funded by Signal Entertainment out of the Philippines, and it's the second film I've done with them. The first one being Empty by Design, which was at CamFest a year or two ago. I've been making a lot of Filipino films and Asian American films with Kev Jumba and Justin Chan, and producing a lot of stuff with Audra Chow and Chris Pang. But it got time for me to direct my first film. So my partner, Ron Erickson, at The Machine, we decided, let's do, it's time for me to do a film. And of course, if I'm going to direct my first film, I definitely wanted to do a Filipino story to go kind of lean into my roots and really tell a really personal story about me and my family, and create a platform for my family, including all my brothers and my sister. And you'll see, obviously you guys saw my whole family in the film. We got to shoot in my hometown of Pittsburgh, California, and also in the Philippines, in Manila.
Amazing. Being a Filipino-American myself, growing up in the Bay Area, I could just relate to so many of the scenes, like from the family parties, the food,
Wow.
The dynamics between family members and so on. It was dope. It was like unapologetically Filipino. So why was it important to tell a Filipino-American story?
Well, we're in a golden age of Asians in media, and a lot of stuff that, my family has been a part of over the last 30 years being in the industry has kind of led up to us as a community being at the highest profile we've been in Hollywood since the beginning of Hollywood. And we're so happy to be a part of this whole Asian American movement. However, there's not a lot of Filipino stories. So when it was my turn to really throw my story in the hat, as it were, I really wanted to represent for the community. And really being here at CamFest is the first time the community is being able to see the film. We premiered at South by Southwest, which was a really more kind of like big pop world media event. But to really come to CamFest and being one of the premier Asian American film festivals in America, it's the first time that,
And in the Bay,
of
it's
course,
like coming home. Yeah,
it's like us coming home, and it's really us showing the film for the first time to the community out there. And so hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're so happy to be able to feature the film here at the drive-in, which is an amazing way to present the film here in the Bay. So the film portrayed each brother having distinct personalities, all being very different. Dante's character, the lucky one, Derek's character was the kuya, Dion was the slacker, Dar was the emo one. So would you say this reflects your actual personalities in real life?
We'll talk about the writing.
Yeah. It when we sort of begun creating it, we kind of really wanted to work off our real personalities. It really is. Because we do have distinct personalities, but it's heightened. I mean, it's obviously pushed for the film, but the characters themselves, the emotionality of the characters are really based in who we are. It's close to who we are, and kind of like as we created it, we know each other. We've worked with each other for years. We studied with each other for years. So we've seen all our best work. We know what we do strong and what isn't our strong point. So we kind of wrote towards that as well.
Nice.
Right. R was a writer too on it. So,
and then Ariana came in, especially, you know, to write a lot of our voices, but also to specifically help out with the female voices in the film and to really strengthen those, because we'll get caught up sometime in the male banter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume that kind of like was herding cats and just kind of brought everybody together and like got everybody focused. So Ariana, my question is to you.
Yes.
You know, you are the co-writer, actor for this film. What was it like working with your brothers?
It's always a good time working with my brothers. Working is work. We're creators, we're artists, and when we get to do it together, it's very entertaining on screen, and it's very entertaining behind the scenes as well. So it's almost like it reminds.
Lost you for a second.
Sorry, the technical difficulties. Yeah, it reminds me of maybe planning like a dinner with your mom, and you got to get everything, and you got to go to the store, and you forget this and you forget that, but everything comes together at the end. It's very much like that, like a family project, camping trip, anything like that. So I'm just blessed to have been able to be part of it, and it's fun. My brothers are hilarious. I mean, these roles were tailor-made for them, and I'm so proud of them for them to be able to portray who they portray in these roles as leading men carrying this movie, and it's just fun. It's wonderful to see unfold. And my parents, and then that we wrote my parents in. It's just
that's a whole nother thing. Our parents are our parents.
It's a beautiful thing.
A crazy experience.
Totally.
That's amazing.
I
Well,
mean, behind the scenes too. It's crazy on screen, but then rehearsals and being in Pittsburgh and getting all the padres and comadres together for the Philam scene and rehearsing with mom and dad. Just hilarious and good times.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like you were all having such a blast working with each other, and hopefully, I know how it is working with family. Hopefully, you didn't like kill each other.
Not on this one. This one was
easy.
This one was smooth, and that energy that you see on screen was how it was throughout. We had a good time.
My dad wanted more lines.
For sure, he did.
He wanted more lines.
What was your mom and your dad actually playing your mom and dad in the film?
Yes, that's our real parents. Yeah.
Amazing.
And they're not actors, or they are now, because my mom has worked opposite John Brown. My mom's worked a bit, and my dad's starting to work. He called himself a model at first because he would do some print jobs out here in LA with us. So he said, "I'm not an actor, I'm a model." But now then we cast him in this, and all of a sudden he wanted more lines. Dante, can I get some more lines? It's hilarious.
And then he just worked on a new project for another friend of mine that's coming out on YouTube. So he's working. He's a working actor now.
Amazing. Well, this is truly a family affair. That's great. So, you know what? Can you talk, Dante, a little bit more about like the cast on this film? How did you bring everyone together? I feel like, aside from, your family, there were a lot of other great actors, that you featured.
Yeah. We've been in this industry for over 30 years, and we kind of have a lot of friends and friends of friends within the scene. And so when I got to do a film, it's all about calling in the favors and getting your friends to come and do the film. Joey Gia, who's a Bay Area legend, is in the film, who's a comic. A lot of people know out there in the Bay, and he's a family friend. He actually is portraying a character that was based on my godbrother, who's passed away, named Albertito Gerardo. And so shout out to Tito.
Right. And Joey was actually good friends with him growing up. So it was kind of coincidental.
So that was, that was a no-brainer. When I got the film green lit, I called up Joey. He's like, "You got to be in the film. You're playing Tito." And he was like, "Okay, I'm in." And then, Joe from JK News, also, they're a big crew down here that I work with often, and I do their show a lot on YouTube. And so to bring him to play the Asian gangster was amazing. And then getting Solen is one of our friends from the Philippines, and we actually got to audition a few actresses out in the Philippines to play that role. And we were so blessed and fortunate to get Solen to do the film with us. And then we have other people within our camp that I grew up with. Cheryl Perez, who plays Emily.
And then Liz, of course.
Yeah. Well, Cheryl, we grew up with in acting classes together. And then
Crystal.
And Crystal, who plays Dion's lead, also was in classes with us. These actors are within our kind of friend group. And then Lisa Lapierre was the one person we reached out to be on our friend group, but she's a Filipina actress that's been killing it in Hollywood. And we all, the Filipino community in Hollywood is a very close-knit community. So we all know of each other. And when we reached out, she was very, very happy to kind of join in the cast.
And then it was also wonderful because Lisa's mother also ended up in the film.
Yeah.
And my producing partner, Evangeline Monroy's mother,
plays Lola.
Played our Lola,
which was great too. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a family affair. It's definitely a family affair.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I mean, it was a great cast, and I think it was well done putting that whole crew together. So you kind of briefly talked a little bit about shooting in different locations, but you really did shoot this film in Pittsburgh, California.
Yes. Right. East Bay, shout out to the East Bay, all the way down the 4 exit on Railroad. That's us. It was very special because all these stories are based in reality and it's kind of like a love letter to our family, first and foremost, and also our extended family of Pittsburgh, California. We grew up, our grandparents kind of helped create what the town is today. And so we grew up in the Phil-Am organization to really show pieces of our upbringing and people in the community in the film. When this film gets shown in Pittsburgh, half the town is in the movie. So I'm really happy about that. And it's really great because, my uncles and my aunts, my two pinkies in the film, all my uncles, the 4 brothers, were all named after my dad. His 4 brothers, Deo, Danny Boy, Duke, and David are named after my dad's brothers. And to have them on the set with us while we're shooting in our hometown was really special. These people in our family and our extended family, they, when you leave Pittsburgh to go to Hollywood, I mean, you're not alone. We always had a town of people supporting us.
Truly.
So to bring one home and for them to be on the set behind
wonderful.
The camera at night to see what we do is really special.
That particular space, that building, the Phil-Am where the women are dancing and me and Lisa have our scene right before the love scene. That's like the first place that we performed as brothers. And we kind of took karate there. We took tap dancing there. We did Christmas performance. I mean, that's really where we kind of started performing. So it was wonderful for them all to come out, all the monongs, and they all just came and supported, and it was just so much love. I mean, it was really emotional that night. It was super emotional.
A gift because you realize all these people, all our aunts and uncles, our titos and titas out there, they've been supporting us our whole career, over 30 years. So to come home and for them to be a part of it in front of the camera and also to watch us and be a part of what we're doing behind the camera, people are bringing food to the set, supporting us, what we do, and they have been supporting us. So it was really special to share this experience with them.
Mm.
That's amazing. It sounds like very much a full circle moment for the whole family.
For sure.
Starting in
way to put it.
California, going to Hollywood, and then coming back and shooting in your hometown. So there was not only you were not only shooting at Pittsburgh, but you're also shooting in the motherland in the Philippines. Can you tell us about what that was like? Were there challenges shooting in a different country?
Yeah, as everything goes, especially in our lives, it's family, and your family starts extending across borders, right? And so I've been going back and forth to the Philippines for many years now. Our Filipino producers joined by Banyanas. This is I think this is the 3rd film we did together, and so it was really amazing setting up this film. Me and my producing partner Ron, we kind of went back and forth over a dozen times, and the experiences that we had while chasing this project and other projects we're setting up out there, we kind of infused into the movie about my character going to the Philippines, connecting to the motherland. It's the story of a lot of Phil-Ams about being disconnected from where you're from, and it's not just a Filipino story. We're a nation of immigrants, and so it's everyone, whether you're white, black, Latino, Asian. We're Americans here, but we come from someplace else, and to go home and what that feels like, and connecting with the homeland is a part of that vignette, and it's really important to us. But it was really, really beautiful. And I found it very special to me to connect with the art scene out in Manila, including Solen, who's so beautiful, starring in the film with us, and to be a part of the film scene in Manila now for the last few years. It's something very special to me.
That was amazing, and it was great to see that connection. That I think as a Filipino-American, you definitely have that coming home feeling when you go back to the motherland for the first time. It's something that's like inherently beautiful about that, and just feeling that sense of home
Mhm.
for the first time. So I love that you touched on that. Great. So I want to ask you, Dante. You've been in the game for, gosh, over 30 years. I remember watching you in Hook. I remember watching you, in the debut. And now, you went from being in front of the camera to now behind the camera. Can you tell us a little bit about like that transition, what that transition was like going from actor to director?
It's just an evolution. We're all storytellers, and it's just the evolution of it. It's so great to be a part of all these great projects from Hook and the debut and Avatar: Last Airbender, and being able to do these really these characters, being fortunate to have characters that have become iconic in their own world. But at the same token, to grow up as an artist and to go from playing characters to then being able to tell the stories that I want to tell. And I know I'll be an actor for the rest of my life, and I love that aspect of my life and career. But I also want to be a part of the people that are helping to tell stories, especially stories that mean a lot to me, like Filipino-American stories, Filipino stories, Asian American stories. And so to produce those over the last few years has been very rewarding to me. And then to really put one down, it was time. It was time to tell the story.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I think it's imperative that we are historians of our own experience. We've been doing this. But I apologize. I am on set right now. My daughter is working on a commercial right now, along with my other brother, who is also in the movie, Dionisio. Say hello. That's Dionisio, and he's also in this commercial. So we are in the trailer.
Why does he look so Hollywood right now? Why he's looking so Hollywood?
They can't hear you because look, they closed the thing.
Okay, good.
Sorry. So my apologies. I'm sorry.
Family's working. It's all good.
Yes,
Family's working.
Everybody is out there hustling. Well, you know what? Sadly, we are out of time, and I wish I could talk to you folks all day. Before we go, what's next for the film, and let us know how we can follow you.
Yeah, well, we're in the midst of doing our distribution deal right now, so hopefully by the end of the year we'll be out to audiences all over. But we'll be hitting a few more film festivals. You can get the latest information at Fabulous Filipino Bros on IG. So definitely follow us on Instagram, spread the word, and look out for some pop-up screens we'll be having before we release worldwide.
Right on. So Dante, Dar, and Ariana, congratulations once again on the Fabulous Filipino Brothers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Marky, man.
Thank you, Marky.
Appreciate
Thank you so much.
Right on. I just want to thank all my guests for their time and for being part of CAMFest. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. And please enjoy the rest of the festival. Take care, everyone.